What's up, y'all? This is Master P. I just want to tell y'all subscribe to PIPERBOY Williams, your verified source of battle rap and entertainment. You heard me?
Shout out to everybody. I'm gonna talk to y'all real quick. I do want to give y'all like a quick winners and losers of volume and my quick, you know what I mean, like what I think about it. I think the whole card wasn't really as good as I would have thought it would have been. You know what I'm saying? Like Souffleur Soul versus Foots. I thought that was actually a good back and forth. It's like they're kind of competing with Battle of the Night between Shotgun Suge and A-Verb and them. You know, I felt like it was very good back and forth. It was good showing by Foots. I think he did very well, and it was a good showing by Souffleur Soul. I think he did good. I see a lot of people kind of torn with that battle. I kind of don't understand why. Unless you kind of like, I think Souffleur Soul, he had a minor slip up in the first, but it wasn't a choke, like he got it back. But I felt like his first round was still better than Foot's like first round. And then in the second round, I felt like Foot's got it. I like the way he was like in and out of the pockets of flows. Kind of like how what's his name? Real Sick does, like how he just like flows like real quick and he's in and out of pockets. I felt that was dope with like Foots, what he was doing. So I got him getting the second round, and then the third round I felt like when Souffleur Soul hit Foots with the revive line, because he was kind of playing off of, I didn't even notice when he was saying that Foots is an EMT, because he was saying like how Foots was saying that I'm like the best EMT or whatever when he was battling somebody. And he was like kind of, you know, using that as an angle on Foots. And then in the third round, he said something. He was like, I shoot him, he gonna have to revive himself. Like when he did that, the way he did it, like the energy behind that, everything he was already doing, I felt like Souffleur Soul edged out the battle. That's just me. Some people were saying Foots got, I think the votes may have had Foots winning, but I don't believe none of them votes, bro. I don't believe the views. I don't believe the votes. The votes are going to be like whatever they say they are, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but I felt like Souffleur Soul won the battle. You know what I mean? I feel like both of them didn't really lose anything. I think they should both, you know, move up and, you know, battle like better competition. And, you know, I think, what was it? Souffleur Soul, he was kind of trying to say that Foots is like a knockoff of Sheet Happens because they got kind of a similar flow. The one thing I am impressed about by both of these guys, like their delivery, a lot of times, like even battlers that are like more known now, like they still have issues with their delivery. And these two guys, I feel like they've mastered their delivery, you know. And, you know, with Souffleur Soul, it's just the realism that he's got. He says something like, even James Brown, he says something like even James Brown can't even like father this soul. It's something he said like that. It was crazy. It's like he's just completely original, you know, and then like he's got crazy believability and like the angles that he takes, and he does enough to win the rounds. You know what I'm saying? And he's fire. So I got Souffleur Soul winning the battle. I think Foots is dope. I think they both need like great competition moving forward. You know, shout out to them. And then I seen Kid Chaos versus Jerry West. It was a lot of messing up in this battle. And I think it was a couple of times like where Kid Chaos, I think it may have been in the first and the third, he's like, dang, you know what I'm saying? But he said the cuss word with it, but he kind of was messing up. But Nunu Nails said that they had like 10 days prep. So I'm kind of watching it and looking at Jerry West, and Jerry West had like a couple mistakes, a couple mess ups. My personal opinion, like even through everything, I felt like Kid Chaos got the battle. I know people are going to say Jerry West, you know, I felt like his first was super clean, you know, but I felt like, I think it was Kid Chaos in the second and third. Kid Chaos had in his third round, it was like a talk to him round where he's like breaking down like Jerry West, and he's talking about, you know, why you're a non-factor and how forgettable he is. And just the way he put it together, I thought was fire. So it's just my opinion. You know, some people are going to say Jerry West, but I felt like Kid Chaos may have won on the first time you watching. This is me. And then they had a battle between KCJ and Arsenal, you know, and KCJ kind of like walked through Arsenal. I think it was the first round. You could debate it and say Arsenal may have won the first. And then like KCJ, she cleaned up the second and third. Arsenal was like looking at his phone. He was choking. He was messing up. And this is what happens when you battle KCJ. You know, you look in her eyes and all hell break loose. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but I felt like Arsenal lost the battle pretty clear. Everybody on Twitter basically saying like he lost the battle. He's calling out Mook and he's losing to KCJ and he's getting a debatable with Swamp. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tell me what y'all think about that down in the comment section. I think the Mook battle is out of the question. Mook will look crazy battling him right now. You know, but shout out to him, you know, but he lost clearly to KCJ and she was fire. Like the one thing I did like about you, Casey, how rapid your delivery was. Like that 90-second round light work kind of displayed or, you know, or showcase like how you're able to get to the point fast, clear, and concise. You know what I mean? So I was rocking with you and somebody said something or along the lines of like Saga, like maybe you should battle Saga. And I kind of like cringed when I heard that because I feel like, you know, you battling Arsenal, which is a Mount Rushmore. This is like the second Mount Rushmore person that you won against. You know what I mean? There's only 4 people on Mount Rushmore. You've already won against Arsenal and then you won against A-Verb. So it's like, you know, battling like a Saga would be a step back. So I'm glad you picked up on that and was like, I just battled Arsenal. I'm not about to like battle like Saga. That don't make no sense. So shout out to you. But she did end up calling out Miss Hustle. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Is that something that y'all want to see? I want to see it. You know, I want to see. I kind of want to see that in a light work setting because I like how Miss Hustle was rapid, like with her delivery. Like when she battled, she happens. You know, so it'll be interesting to see it. But I know everybody wants to see maybe a full 3 rounds from them, like on a stage or something like that. So maybe in 2023, they can end up making that happen. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to KCJ. Shout out to everything she did. She ended up winning $5,000, you know. So we might have to call her, I don't know, Kylie Penner. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, KCJ, everything you did. I think you did good. They had a couple of battles that didn't happen, which was T-Top versus Loso. And then they had a battle between Rum Nitty and Fonz that didn't happen, but it ended up happening today on Civil War. If you want to see some of the battle, go ahead, follow my Twitter. It's a lot of clips from the battle on my Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Just scroll and you will see. I think Conceited was there standing behind Rum Nitty or like like directly behind him. Not like he was with Rum Nitty, but kind of just standing like watching him. And it was interesting to see, you know, Conceited react to Rum Nitty. And Rum Nitty was going crazy. You know, so he had like a Windsor knot, like dope line. And then he had like a dictionary line. He was playing off of the dictionary like in Fines. Like I thought it was dope the way he did it. So go on my Twitter and follow my Twitter so you can see some of the clips. But, you know, I wasn't really mad because when they announced it, you know, Rum Nitty, he'd already posted, I think like days prior, that he had pneumonia. And the way he raps and how he moves and, you know what I mean, his projection, you don't want him to sacrifice any of that battling early. And some people say, hey, if you're going to battle tomorrow, why didn't you battle today on Volume? If somebody's sick, bro, I don't want them battling, period. You know what I'm saying? I want them to take as much time as they need to battle. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Rum Nitty. But the performance that he just had was crazy, you know? So shout out to Rum Nitty and what you're doing. I'm curious to see how the entire battle is going to play out. You know what I mean? Then they had a battle between, I think it was A-Verb and Shotgun Suge. In my opinion, looking at the battle, I feel like this was a great A-Verb. This is a very good A-Verb. Like, his writing was crazy. The gems that he was dropping in there was crazy. Fire. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't expect A-Verb to be this great. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say good, this great in this battle. You know, he's been on Spaces a lot. And, like, it's always like interesting when you see people that are in marketing mode. They're constantly marketing, but then they have like great material. Like Surf is one of them. Like you may always hear him in Spaces or like he's doing interviews and like keeping everybody entertained and battle rap. And he gives you like crazy rounds. You know what I'm saying? I think that's fire. And we just witnessed with A-Verb, he did something similar. Like his first round, he ended up stealing the first round from Shotgun Suge. Suge had a dope second round because Suge had went first. Suge had a dope second round and he hit A-Verb with like a Schoolhouse Rock. I shoot you for nothing. Like conjunction junction. Like the way he was rapping was crazy. Like everybody was like wilding out when Suge went in his second. A-Verb kind of matched Suge, I felt like, in the second. Yeah, the crowd was going crazy for Suge, but I felt like A-Verb kind of somewhat matched what Suge was doing, you know. And then the third round, I felt like Shotgun Suge pulled away from A-Verb a little bit, you know, and A-Verb ended up messing up in his third a little bit. But when I look at it, you know, if I'm judging the battle, I think that's a difficult battle to judge. You know what I mean? I think they end up announcing the winner on Civil War. Like, watching that battle right then, I think it's great that they ended up taking the time judging it, because I don't think this is a battle you could just judge like right away. You know, my first initial impression of it, I had Shotgun Suge, but, you know, I kept it in my mind. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of gas, a lot of it warranted, you know, from Shotgun Suge. He was fire. But then I watched it again, and I'm like, yeah, I think Suge may have won the battle. You know what I'm saying? I think he may have edged it in the second and the third. Very good battle. I would say this is battle of the night, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? This is a very good Suge in the second and his third, and Verb in the first and the second was really good. I was very surprised. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to him. Shout out to everything he does. Very good battle. And I know a lot of people are probably going to debate it. I think, you know, like, what may age better, I think Verb may end up aging better. Like, as time goes on, I think when the battle drops, people are probably going to end up rocking with Verb maybe a little bit more. But from the initial impression of watching the battle, I got Suge in the second and the third. And then we had Calicoe versus Charlie Clips. Shout out to them. I see a lot of criticism for this battle. People are saying, like, yo, this battle was underwhelming. It didn't live up to the expectations. I don't remember anybody expecting anything from this battle. I don't remember anybody even asking for this battle. I'm just keeping it real. So with that, you know, when you get a battle that you're not really calling for or expecting, it's like you don't want to have too many, you know what I mean, like, kind of, you know, thinking it's going to be the greatest battle in the world. You don't want to think that. You kind of just want to watch the battle for what it is, you know. And I watched the battle, and from what it looked like to me, like, it felt like Clips had a solid first round. It wasn't a good first round to me. This is not like a great Clips to me. You know, I feel like Clips is probably the GOAT of battle rap, but I felt like watching it in his first, like, he didn't really want to battle like Calicoe. He didn't really take it serious, in my opinion. So the first round, like, with the material and everything, I had Calicoe getting the first. And then the second round with Charlie Clips, I felt like with him, he was kind of spotty and, like, all over the place. And he had great, like, pockets to where he was freestyling. Like, he went in on Jazz for a minute. He clowned her big head and told her, you know what I mean, saxophone. And I see a lot of people seeing the clips. Go on my Twitter, go on people's Twitter. You can see it. You know, what he was saying to Jazz. He was wilding and, you know, flaming her for, you know, being on Calicoe's side and kind of talking through his rounds. And he was kind of all over the place. A lot of it was, what he was saying was directed to a lot of people, you know, but not necessarily Calicoe, in my opinion. And Calicoe, like, I think it may have been a second, he took the angle of, like, you're not really a gangster, and, you know, kind of just, like, playing on that angle. And to me, his second round, Calicoe's second round, wasn't as, how do I say that? It wasn't enough time to where I think he could have won that round versus Charlie Clips, to me. You know what I mean? But I could see how somebody would give him the round. The third round, I felt like Clips tried a little bit more. He was breaking down the Calicoe gun, and, you know, it was very witty, like, how he did that. But, you know, he started complaining about, you know, Calicoe talking through his rounds. And it felt like, to me, like, Clips was, like, talking to, like, other people around Calicoe, you know. And so I don't know, but it did feel like, to me, Calicoe was talking through his rounds. I'm gonna keep it all the way real with that. He was. I don't know if this is, like, some kind of a defense that Calicoe's playing, knowing that he can, like, knock Clips off of his square. I don't know what it is, but he talked through his round a lot. You know, I felt like Clips could use that against Calicoe, like, yo, you talking through my rounds, just kind of like how DNA would, and use it as people, you know, making rookie mistakes. But it really pissed Clips off, like, seeing Calicoe do that. You know what I mean? So my personal opinion, looking at the battle in its entirety, I'm just keeping it real. I think Calicoe may have won 2-1 the first and the third, and you can argue a 30. Some people gonna say Clips. They're gonna probably say Clips in the first and the second. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a lot of that on Twitter. I don't see how you can give Clips the battle. You know what I mean? I'm just being real. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a super Calicoe fan. I don't know what it is, but I don't feel like you can give Clips the battle. I felt like even the third, like, Even though he was like too spotty and I'm the second, he was spotty and all over the place. And he was like, his freestyle ability was catching him to where he didn't like just get smoked in a second. You see what I'm saying? Like Calicoe wasn't crazy, you know, but I felt like he did enough to win. You know, that's just my personal opinion. So I got Calicoe 2-1, if not 3-0. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Clips really took the battle serious. I'm just keeping it real, you know, but it's a win for Calicoe. You know, take what you can get, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Cal, shout out to everybody. As far as the event, did I like the event? No, I didn't really like the event. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of blasé. You know, if I could score it between, and then it was like an issue, like to where I don't know if the battler just got there late, but I think it may have been like when we were waiting for, I think it was like Verb and Shotgun Suge, one of them. The intermission was just like crazy long, you know what I mean? Like to where Nunu Nails and the other guests were just like talking. DNA and Jay Black, they was talking for like a crazy amount of time, you know what I'm saying? And then like I'm coming off of watching, what was it, Battle Academy, and they had like a battle that was like crazy, wild, you know what I mean? Like long time wise, and I'm watching this and they just keep talking and talking. It wasn't their fault. It was something happening to where they couldn't start the battle, so they had to like, you know what I mean, like Nunu and them kind of just entertain the audience until they can get things started. I do want to say this, Nunu Nails, you fine as hell. Like, you know, bruh, like she was, shout out to Nunu. That's all I'm gonna say. Like the way you was looking, if I was Drake, wait a minute, I'll be calling Nunu. Nunu, hold on, wait a minute. Hit your boy up. We might have to rekindle some things. But she was looking, bruh. Like, shout out to Black and DNA. Like, I don't know how y'all did. If I would have been standing there, she would have been catching a couple of them looks. Like, she was bad. Like, she looked bad. Like, bad good. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. Shout out to the commentary. I felt like she even had good commentary. No, I'm sorry. If I'd ever made you mad before, unblock me. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Hoping my kids don't hear that. You know what I'm saying? But did y'all, come on, bro. Did y'all see her? Oh my God, bro. She was bad. She was bad. Shout out to Nunu. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Smack. Shout out to everything he's doing. He's still trying to give y'all entertainment in December. You know, Civil War just happened. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the battles. There's some other battles I want to see that ended up dropping on the app. You got Chess versus Saint LA. You got Bill Collector versus Rum Nitty that ended up dropping. Rum Nitty is putting in work. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might have to think about this. Like, Rum's been putting in work. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. We still got to talk about the battler. You know what I'm saying? I was putting out a list. I'm still debating on doing that. But a battler that I do not want to see again. I'm serious about it's probably going to end up coming out tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to give y'all a day to kind of process everything that's been going on in battle rap. You know, it's a lot, you know what I mean? But I'm going to end up dropping a blog about the battler that I never want to see again. You know what I'm saying? They can take it for how they want. They can go off of me. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But I cannot see this person again. But comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Peace.